I've got a top-load GE washer that will try to spin, but gives up after about 4 or 5 seconds or so. The cycle never completes. GTW 220 AC is the model number of the washer. I'm in test mode right here to force on the spin function. The lid locks, the drain pump kicks on, brief pause, then the drain pump kicks on and the motor begins to spin for about 4 seconds, then stops. Here, I'm entering the service mode by pushing in the start button while rotating the dial 7 clicks clockwise, then releasing the start button. All buttons blinking indicates you're in service mode. Rotate the knob 1 position so the spin button only is lit. Push in the start button to display fault codes. Here's our first fault code and the one preventing the machine from working. Locked rotor critical fault. All this info is in the text sheet, which I'll link in the video's description. Right here, our washer symptoms are highlighted, where the basket starts to spin, then stops. You can read up on some of the tests for the Hall sensor, but I decided to do the manual inspection. Remove the power from the washer. Tip the washing machine and stabilize it. Here's where you can access the text sheet for this model if interested. Remove the 3/3/8 screws to remove the black belt guard. Locate the Hall sensor and wires. Ensure no wires are broken and the Hall sensor is secured to the bottom of the motor. You could do a DC voltage test on the control board to verify wire connections, but I opted just to replace the sensor as everything looked good. Remove the belt from the pulley. Do this by walking the belt off while rotating the pulley. Remove the 9/16 nut from the drive pulley. I did this by just holding onto the pulley and using a pair of channel locks. Removing the drive motor pulley from the shaft. I found the best way to do these is while pulling down, just keep wiggling the pulley up and down, and eventually you'll find a sweet spot and it'll slide right off the shaft. Removing the Hall sensor from the motor. This is very hard to do without breaking at least one of the 6 plastic clips that clips onto the motor. But to unclip the Molex connector, lift up on the red tab, push in the button and pull, and it should come detached. When installing the new Hall sensor, note the hooks on the bottom. These are going to actually hook around that motor. And when I do this, I go in at an angle, and then I center it, and then I just gently push until it clips right onto that piece of the motor. Make sure it's completely flat and secure or it won't work right. When connecting the new plug, make sure that once the connection is made that you push down on the red locking tab. Reinstall the drive motor pulley, slide it all the way up into place, and then tighten the 9/16 nut. Before putting the belt on, I also inspected both of these pulleys for grease buildup or oil buildup, and then I want to wipe it clean with a rag. I don't want any slippage on this belt. And if you have another brand new belt in stock, I'd also recommend installing that on the pulley versus reusing the old belt. Reinstall the drive belt by rotating the pulleys by hand while walking the belt on. Now it's time to reapply power to our washing machine and test out the fix. We are now back to spinning. Don't forget to reinstall the belt protector and clear all the air codes. Thank you all so much for watching. This fix is done.